कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोकैर्भक्तिर्भवती नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, you are all welcome for continuity of our
recording in progress.
Bhakti Vaibhav study of Srimad Bhagavatam 6th Canto. We are discussing chapter 3 of 6th Canto, and we are in this section Yamaraj glorified the process of chanting, the verse 32nd to verse 30th. So let us start. एतावान् एव लोके अस्मिन् पुंसां धर्मः परः स्मृतः भक्ति योगो भगवती तन्नाम ग्रहणादिभिः. In this world, for the human being, the topmost religion, dharma paraha, is bhakti yoga bhagavati, in which there is a chanting of the holy name. So this is the topmost dharma. The devotional service beginning with chanting of the holy name of the Lord is the ultimate religion, param dharma, religious principle for the living entity in human society. So Srila Prabhupada's purport, as stated in the previous verse, dharmam bhagavatam. So Bhagavad Dharma is a real religious principles, or Bhagavad Dharma. The principles described in Srimad Bhagavatam itself are in Bhagavad Gita. The preliminary study of Bhagavatam. What are these principles? Number 1, Bhagavat says dharma projita kaitava. Srimad Bhagavatam, there are no cheating religious system. Everything in the Bhagavatam is directly connected with Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhagavatam further says Savai Punsham Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti. So both verses, the verse of first canto, first chapter, verse number 2, Dharma Projit Kaitavo Paramo. There is a Param Dharma, and this is also the other verses, Savai Punshan Paro Dharmo. And this verse is also says, this verse just we have recited, this verse is saying, Dharma Paraha. Para Dharma means Param Dharma. Para means Param. So these three verses are same in the same mood, and that is Bhagavad Dharma. And what is in Bhagavad Gita? The supreme religion is that which teaches its followers how to love the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who is beyond the reach of experimental knowledge, adokshajaya. Because experimental knowledge is with senses and mind. And Lord is adokshajaya, therefore it's called beyond experimental knowledge. So the word beyond experimental knowledge is for adokshajaya. Such a religious system begins with Tan Nam Grahana. Tan means that Supreme Lord. Nam Grahana means chanting His holy name. and Saranam Kirtanam Vishnu Samaranam Pada Sevanam. This is the ninth process of bhakti. After chanting of the holy name of the Lord and dancing in ecstasy. This dancing in ecstasy is not in the any verse. But this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's process. Nartan, Kirtan, Ganan, Nartan. Chanting and dancing. Nartan means dancing. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's process. After chanting the holy name of Lord and dancing in ecstasy, one gradually sees the form of Lord and the pastime of Lord and the transcendental activities of the Lord, my Lord. Can you read this line again? This line is a revelation. Just for a moment, read this line. This is what we are doing. Are we experiencing something what Srila Prabhupada is writing here? After chanting the holy name of the Lord and dancing in ecstasy, one gradually sees the form of the Lord, the pastime of the Lord, and the transcendental qualities of the Lord. This line is for personal application. When we are chanting and dancing in ecstasy, gradually we will experience these three things. Srila Prabhupada used to say, the heart of a pure devotee become television. It become a spiritual television. And the pastime of the Lord will continuously manifest in that heart. When the pastime manifests, then the form automatically manifests. Because pastime is with form of the Lord. And also then the character of the Lord, that how merciful He is with the devotees, how caring He is for the devotees, all that can be seen. This Rupa Goswami was chanting and he was experiencing the pastime of Lord. This whole story, all of the devotees know. Then the lame person was, and Rupa Goswami was laughing, and the person who was lame, having a defective foot, was feeling offended. So this when Prabhupada is writing this is very, very, say this statement is at least for the devotees who are at the Bhav Bhakti. Therefore, when we read this, we cannot really, we never catch this. Srila Prabhupada's one disciple, Achyutanand Swami, early days, he was a sannyasi who wrote all the Gaudiya Vaishnava bhajan because he learned Bengali in those days. This was early, say late 60s and early 70s. He has written the book Blessing Sadhu, in which he is writing any sadhu who is not dancing is not really sadhu. Prabhupada at this age of 70 was dancing. And he created there's a dancing elephants. So whole movement was dancing and chanting. My personal experience or realization is that first stage is that we should go beyond the bodily concept of life, that I am not body, I am soul. Then at this stage of soul we realize I am the eternal servant of Krishna. And then we can experience the form of Lord, pastime and character of Lord. So the only process for that is dancing, ecstatically dancing while there is Sankirtan going on. Because when you are dancing in Kirtan, you forget that you are body. This is my personal realization and experience, that only this is the process in which you go beyond the bodily concept of life. if there's no dancing, it's not possible really to go beyond bodily concept of life. You forget who you are when you are dancing. And Srila Prabhupada used to say, for kirtan and dancing, there's no need of harmonium. Only, he used to say, the energy which is in the heart when there is a mridanga, krital and bumpers, and there is dancing, it is released. The ecstasy, which really is birthright of all soul, it is coming from soul. When Srila Prabhupada says, chanting of Hare Krishna mantra is beyond body, beyond mind, beyond intellectual, it is transcendental sound vibration. So that is coming from the level of this is touching the soul, because this is transcendental. Then we can realize all these things. So we have to experience this in ecstatic chanting and dancing. This statement, you just, I think better you write, and for your own personal life you go on thinking that are we really getting this experience in our life gradually? How gradually? 30 years, 20 years, 40 years, how much? So these lines are very, very Prabhupada's personal. You can say this is Prabhupada's personal, his personal realizations. And he's sharing with us that if we do like that, then, because he was dancing at the advanced age. This way one fully understands the situation of personality of Godhead. That he is a person, he has a form, and he has a pastime, and he has transcendental qualities. One can come to this understanding of Lord, how he descended into the material world. Now Prabhupada is coming towards he's paraphrasing one verse, so you can guess immediately. One can come to this understanding that how he descends into the material world, how he takes his birth, and what activities he performs. But one can know this only by executing devotional service. Which is this verse of Bhagavad Gita?
$18.55.
That is written there. That will come next. Yeah, this is the verse. Janam karam cha me divyam evam yuveti tattvata. This is the verse paraphrase. Yeah, exactly. Can you see this? One can come to understand the Lord, how he descends in material world, how he takes his birth, and how are his actual janma karma cha me divyam. This is that. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, bhaktya mam abhijanta. This is the another verse. This is just to corroborate that by executing devotional service, so only by devotional service God can be known. It means we can only know the activities and appearance of the Supreme Lord. They are beyond three modes of material nature when we transcend three modes of material nature. And that's only possible by unalloyed devotional service. Simply by devotional service, one can understand everything about Supreme Lord. If one fortunately understands the Supreme Lord in this way, the result is tyaktva deham punarjanmanaiti mameti. Now this is the continuity of that verse which was in a paraphrase early. Now the second part is here. After giving up his material body, he no longer has to take birth in this material. Instead, he returns home back to God. That is the ultimate perfection. Therefore, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mam upetya punarjanma dukhalyam asashvatam na punvanti mahatmanas samsiddhim paramam gata. Samsiddhim means complete perfection. So just when Prabhupada says ultimate perfection, in an earlier line, this is the ultimate perfection. To give the evidence for ultimate perfection, he is quoting this verse. Because in this verse there is a word siddhim, sang siddhim paramam gataha. Some siddhim means complete perfection. So when Prabhupada is writing some word, immediately he is giving evidence from the scripture. After attaining me, the great soul who are yogis in devotion never return to this material world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained highest perfection. See, ultimate perfection, highest perfection. So why Prabhupada quoted this verse? Because he wanted to support this ultimate perfection by verse. Chakravarti Pad writes, then you should teach us the dharma and deliver us servants. Now, this Yamduta is saying, then you teach us that dharma. In spite of many varieties of dharma existing, bhakti is actually the real dharma. Etavan. Etavan means among different varieties of religious principle. Bhakti is the real dharma. The word param here is noun meaning highest thing. Bhakti yoga excludes bhakti mixed with guna, such as offering karma. It means pure bhakti, not mixed bhakti. And what is this bhakti? This one line of Chakravarti Pad you always remember and write. This is abhidheya tattva of Bhagavatam. Bhakti is abhidheya tattva of Bhagavat. Abhidheya means devotional service. And this leads to the Priyojan tattva, prem. This is abhidheya tattva. So this param dharam is abhidheya tattva of Bhagavatam, which leads to the Priyojan, which is the Krishna prem. It has been said, dharma prochit kaito atra paramaha. Same verse Srila Prabhupada is quoted. And then Savai Punsham Parodharma. Both these verses Srila Prabhupada is quoted in our purport. So that is Abhidheya Tattva. Now we are going to the next verse. Connection with the previous verse. There is no need to search for proof. What is the proof? Bhakti, yoga is the topmost dharma. Ajamil is the direct example. Namucharana Mahatmayam. Mahatma means glories of chanting holy name. Harehe Pashyataha Putrakaha. Putraka is addressed to the Yamduta with a love. Harehe Pashyat. Seeing Supreme Lord Hari. Ajamilo api yena eva mrityu pasha amuchyat. Ajamil was released from the noose of the Jamdutas, which is like death. My dear servants, Putraka, who are as good as my sons, Putraka. Just see how glorious is chanting of the holy name. Mahatamya, glorious means Mahatamya of the holy name, first line. Great saintly Ajamil, great sinful Ajamil, chanted only to call his son, not knowing that he was chanting the Lord's holy name. Nevertheless, by chanting the name of the Lord, holy name of the Lord, he remembered Narayan, and thus he was immediately saved from the ropes of death. Srila Prabhupada's purport. There is no need to conduct research for the significance of chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. History of Ajamil is sufficient proof of the power of the Lord's holy name and exalted position of the person who chants the holy name incessantly. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam kalau nasteva nasteva gatinat. So, therefore, all the Shastra and all the Acharya have recommended that in the age one chants the holy name. There is a direct example. Now, does tam naam grana adi bhi imply that sins are destroyed only through the many processes of bhakti, not only chanting once? So, verse number 24. एतावता अलम अघ निर्हरणाय पुंसाम संकीर्तनम भगवतो गुणकर्म नाम्नाम विकुरुष्यः पुत्रम अघवान् यदजामिलोऽपि नारायणेति मिर्यमाण ईयाय मुक्तिम्. Therefore, it should be understood that one is easily relieved from all sinful reaction by chanting the holy name of the Lord and chanting of His qualities and activities. This is the only process recommended for relief from sinful reactions. Even if one chants the holy name of the Lord with improper pronunciation, he will achieve relief from material bondage if he chants without offenses. Ajamil, for example, was extremely sinful, but while dying, he merely chanted holy name, and although calling his son, he achieved complete liberation because he remembered the name of Narayan. So Srila Prabhupada's purport. Even improper chanting is sufficient. In the assembly of Raghunath Das Goswami's father Haridas, Raghunath Das' father, the Hiranya, and what is the name of her uncle and father of the Raghunath Das Goswami? Majmudar. Haridas Thakur confirmed that simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one is liberated, even if he does not chant completely inoffensively, even with offense. Smart Brahman and Mayavadis do not believe that one can achieve liberation in this way, but the truth of Haridas Thakur's statement is supported by many quotations from the Srimad Bhagavatam. In his commentary on this verse, for example, Sridhar Swami gives the following quotation: Sayam Pratra, Sayam means in the evening, Pratra means morning. Grana Bhaktyaha Dukha Gramad Vimuchya, Dukha Gramad Vimuchya means free from all sinful, by bhakti. If by devotion one chants in the morning and evening, if one always chant holy name of the Lord with great devotion in the evening and morning, one can become free from all material miseries. Dukkha Gramad. Another quotation confirms that one can achieve liberation if one hears the holy name of the Lord constantly every day with great respect. Anodinam idam adrena shravan. Another quotation says, Shranvam kirtanam dhyanam hare adbhuta karmana janma karma gunanam etad artha akil cheshtatam. One should always chant and hear about the extraordinary, wonderful activities of the Lord. One should meditate upon the activities, and one should one should endeavor to please the Lord. Bhagavatam 11:3-27. So these three quotations are to support Haridas Thakur's statement in the house of Raghunath Das Thakur's father. And Sridhar Swami also quotes from Purana, Papakshayascha bhavati samratam tam ahar nisham. Ahar means day and nisham means night. So one can become free from all sinful reaction Papa Kshaya. Simply by remembering the lotus feet of Lord, Samartantam Aha. Remembering lotus feet of Lord, days and night, Ahar Nisham. Furthermore, he quotes there from Bhagavatam, Tasmad Sankirtanam Vishno Vishnora Jagan Mangalam Ahansam Hatam Api Kauraviyadhyaha Aikantika Niskritam. All this quotation, there is no translation given for this verse. 6:3:31 will come. Tasmat Sankirtam Vishnoho Jagan Mangalam Ahansam Api. This is the verse, and you note this verse. Verse number 31 of this chapter is the ultimate atonement for all sins. That verse is the ultimate atonement for all sins. Tasmat, therefore, this Sukdev Goswami is speaking. Sankirtanam Vishnu, chanting of the holy name of Lord Vishnu, Krishna, Narayan in a congregation. Jagan Mangalam, it is the auspicious for all people of this planet. Ahinsam Asaham Api, Ahimsa Mahatan. Go to the word 30 verse and find out the meaning of ahimsa. Ahimsa amatan. Ahimsa mahatan. Api Kauravidya. This is the address to the Parikshit Maharaj. Ekantiki Nishkritam. Ultimately destroy all the sinful acts. This is the best atonement. Only atonement. Ultimate atonement. There's a word. What is the meaning of Ahimsa Samahatan? 31. Go to the 31. Somebody has a book? We are at 24. Go to 31.
For sinful activities. Hasam means
Ahimsa Mahatan. Ahimsa Mahatan. Ahimsa means sin. Mahatan means greatest sins. It means even the greatest sins. Maharaj Parikshit, even somebody will be greatest sinful. He is the greatest sinful. But if he chant the ultimate, Ekantik means ultimate. Nishkirtam means atonement, is chanting of the holy name, Vishnu Sankirtanam. This is Jagan Mangalam. This is the ultimate actually benefit. This is the actually answer to what is the ultimate atonement. Okay. All these quotations prove that one who constantly engages in chanting and hearing of the holy activities, name, fame and form of the Lord is liberated. As stated wonderfully in this verse, Etava Alam. This is verse 24. Etava Alam Agha Neharanyaya Punsham. Simply by uttering the holy name of the Lord, one is free from all sinful reaction. The word alam, which is used in this verse, indicates that simply uttering the holy name of the Lord is sufficient. This word is used with different imports. As stated in the Amar Kosh, the most authorized dictionary in the Sanskrit language, alam, bhushana, priyapti, shakti, varana, vachakam. So this is the meaning in Sanskrit. The word alam is used to mean ornament, bhushanam, sufficiency, priyapti, power, shakti, and restraint, varan. Here the word alam is used to indicate there is no need for any other process. It means it is sufficient. So alam here means priyapti, sufficient. For chanting of the holy name of the Lord is sufficient. Even one chants perfectly, one becomes free from all sinful reaction. This is many times when we are chanting, or the foreign devotees are chanting, they may not pronounce properly Hare Krishna. or Rama, but still there is bona fide. Because this is, sometimes people object you are chanting Hare Krishna. Krishna actually name of the Draupadi, it's not Krishna, it should be Na. But these all objections are useless because even improperly chanted, imperfectly, but Krishna knows he is chanting my name, therefore he is delivered. This power of chanting the holy name was proved by liberation of Ajamil. When Ajamil chanted the holy name of Narayan, he did not precisely remember the Supreme Lord. Instead, he remembered his own son. At the time of death, Ajamil certainly was not very clean. Indeed, he was famous as a great sinner. Furthermore, one's physiological condition is completely disturbed at the time of death. And in such an awkward condition, it would certainly have been very difficult for Ajamil to have chanted clearly. Nevertheless, so there are three reasons given. He was not in good condition, he was not clean, and he was not remembering Lord. But still, nevertheless, Ajamil achieved the liberation simply by chanting the holy name of Lord. Therefore, what is to be said of those who are not sinful like Ajamil? It is to be concluded that with a strong vow, one should chant the holy name of Lord Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. For thus one will certainly be delivered from the cultures of the Maya by the grace of Krishna. The chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is recommended even for persons who commit offenses. Because if they continue chanting, they will gradually chant offenselessly. It means if there is any offense to the holy name, but the remedy is chanting of the holy name. By chanting the Hare Krishna mantra without offense, one increases his love for Krishna. As stated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prem Pumartho Mahan. One's main concern should be to increase one's attachment to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and to increase one's love for Him. Attachment means asakti and love means prem. In this regard, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes the following verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 11:19-24. Evam dharmahi manusyanam udhava atmani vedinamai sanjayati bhakti kaha anyo artho asya vishishyate. My dear Uddhav, the supreme religious system for human society is that by which one can awaken his dormant love for me. So for preacher to remember this verse is also good because Savai Punshan, this is the only religion for whole human society. This is another quote. Commenting on this verse, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describe the word bhakti by saying premaivoktaha kaha anyaha artha asya. Is the presence of bhakti, what is the necessity of liberation? So, when we get bhakti, there is no need of liberation. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also quote this verse from Padma Purana. Nama pradha yuktanam nama ma eva haranti agham agha vishranti paryak taintani eva arthak karani cha. Even if in the beginning one chants Hare Krishna mantra with offenses, one will become free from such offenses by chanting again and again. Papa kshaya cha bhavati sumartam tam aharnisham. One becomes free from all sinful reaction if one chants day and night following the recommendation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quotes the following verse, Hare Nam again. if the members of the Krishna conscious movement strictly follow this recommendation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, their position will always be secure. Now, Chakravarti Path's purport is, how can chanting only one Nam Abhas, as Ajamil has done, Nam Abhas, destroy all sins? Now, you are saying Tannam Granadi Bhi. This means by chanting, hearing, and the process of bhakti, all sins are destroyed and person attain liberation. Not just chanting once, chanting intently, Sankirtanam. The names and qualities of the Lord destroy sins of men. The word alam indicate even this is not necessary. If one chant only one among all the Lord's name and not perfectly, all sins are still destroyed. Because Ajamil cried out, not perfectly chanting. And he called for his son named Narayan, not for the Lord. He was sinful, not pure. He was an infamous sinner, not just some Shudra sinner. He chanted while suffering the pain of death, not with controlled mind. And he attained liberation, not just destruction of sin. This is the meaning Tannam Grana Adibhi. Sharanam Krishna Kirtanam Dhyanam Harehe Adbhut Karmana Janma Karma Gunam Cha Tad Artha Akhila Cheshtatam. One should always chant and hear about the extraordinary wonderful activities of the Lord. One should meditate upon these activities and one should endeavor to please the Lord. This we have discussed. Tasmad Sankirtanam Vishnoho Jagan Mangalam Mahansanam Mahatam Api Kauravyah Vidya Aikantika Nishkritam. This we discussed just. Now the another verse quoted, this is the verse. Same, I think this first part of the same verse. Anodinam idamadrena sharvana pratho charitam. Oh, this is from 6:3:30. Now this is a new verse. 4:23:39. Whoever with great reverence and adoration regularly reads, chant and describe the history of Maharaj Prathu's activities will certainly increase unflinching faith and attraction for the lotus feet of Lord. The Lord's lotus feet are a boat by which one can cross the ocean of nescience. These statements show that in many anga of bhakti, one should have complete faith. This is stated to increase the prem in those who have no offenses and to destroy the offenses of those who have offenses. Evam dharmahi manushyanam udhvatmaha nivedinam mai sanjayate bhakti ko anyo artho asyavasishyate. Same verse. These constitute actual religious principle by which those human beings who have actually surrendered themselves to me automatically develop love for me. What other purpose or goal could remain for my devotees? In the last verse, bhakti means prem. By saying what other purpose, he excludes liberation. Nama prad yukta nam namani eva haranti agam avishranti priyoktani tani eva athak karani cha. The name of the Lord destroys sin of those who have committed offenses to the name. By tireless chanting of the name, prem will appear. Papakshayascha bhavanti smratam tan aharnisham. One can become free from all sinful reaction, attain prem simply by remembering the lotus feet of Lord day and night. The word cha in the above quotes means prem, as well as destruction of sin. This story shows that by chanting Nam Abhas once, one attains destruction of sin, the desire for sin, and the root of desire. See, this is what there is a question in the first question and first part of the second chapter. So, what is the difference between chanting holy name and ritualistic atonement? So, these are three things here you see. One attends nam abhas even. One attends destruction of sins, number one, desire for sins, number two, and root of the desire, that is ignorance, three. As well as attends sayujya, saloka, and other type of liberation. He can get the fourth thing also. And there we had the four, what is the other thing there we discussed? Anybody remember? I think you must remember. Two more things. Yes? Try. Try. As compared to karma kand for atonement, chanting of the holy name, even nam abhas, will have three more differences. The question is like that. So three here you can see. The two more were there.
It attracts Krishna.
Yes.
It oh yeah, I listed it somewhere.
And bhakti begins.
It bestows pure devotional service.
Yeah.
It bestows devotional service. And then there's a third one.
Yeah, the devotion starts and it attracts Krishna. Right.
Yeah.
Verse 25. If the highest success is easily
It
achieved,
destroys all sinful. It destroys all sinful desires.
yeah, this we have these three are here, and this.
Yeah.
So we have five now. Right? We have five now, right? Sin, desire for sin, the cause for desire for sin, that is ignorance, 3. Bhakti begins 4, attracts Krishna 5. Verse number 25. प्रायेण वेत्तदिदं न महाजनो वयं देव्या विमोहितो मतिबतः न मायालम् त्रय्यां जडीकृतः मति मधु पितायां वैताङ्के महति कर्मणि युज्यमानः. Because they are bewildered by illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Yagan Vakya, Jaimini, and other compiler of the religious scripture cannot know the secret, confidential religious system of the 12 Mahajans. They cannot understand the transcendental value of performing devotional service or chanting Hare Krishna mantra, because their minds are attracted to the ritualistic ceremonies mentioned in the Vedas, especially Yajur Veda, Sam Veda, and Rig Veda. Their intelligence has become dull. Thus, they are busy collecting the ingredients for ritualistic ceremonies that yield only temporary benefits, such as elevation to the Swargalok, means heaven, for material happiness. They are not attracted to the Sankirtan movement. Instead, they are interested in Dharma, Artha, Kam, and Moksha. Religiosity, economical development, sense enjoyment, and liberation. Now Chakravarti Padshah writes, other persons bewilder intelligence by very powerful Maya, having material intelligence, Jadi Kirtamati. engage in great rituals, mahat karmani yujyamana, with elaborate arrangement, Vaitakinte, mentioned in the Vedas, Triyayam, with flowery language, Madhu Pushpitam, generally do not know prior and not the dharma idam. Since one may easily achieve the highest success by chanting the holy name of Lord, one may ask why there are so many Vedic ritualistic ceremonies and why people are attracted to them. This verse answers that question. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Vaidesh Sarve Rahame Vedya, the real purpose of the study of the Vedas is to approach to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Unfortunately, unintelligent people bewildered by the grandeur of the Vedic yagnas wants to see gorgeous sacrifice performed. They want Vedic mantras chanted and huge amount of money spent for such ceremonies. Sometime we have observed the Vedic ritualistic, Prabhupada is now saying his experience. Sometime we have to observe the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies to please such unintelligent men. Recently, when we established a large Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan, we were obliged to have Vedic ceremonies enacted by Brahmins because the inhabitant of Vrindavan, especially the smart Brahman, would not accept European and American as bona fide Brahmins. Thus, we had to engage Brahmins to perform costly yajna. In spite of these yajna, the members of our society performed Sankirtan loudly with Mridanga, and I considered the Sankirtan more important than Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. Both the ceremonies and the Sankirtan were going on simultaneously. The ceremonies were meant for persons interested in Vedic rituals for elevation to heavenly planet. Jari Kritimati, Madhu Pushpitana. Whereas the Sankirtan was meant for pure devotees interested in pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We would simply have performed Sankirtan, but then the inhabitant of the Vrindavan would not have taken installation ceremonies seriously. As explained here, the Vedic performances are meant for those whose intelligence has been dulled by the flowery language of the Vedas, which describe fruitive activities intended to elevate one to the higher planets. Especially in the age of Kali, Sankirtan alone is sufficient. If the members of our temples in the different parts of the world simply continue Sankirtan before the deities, especially before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they will remain perfect. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is pleased by Harinam Sankirtan. There is no need for any other performance. Nevertheless, to keep oneself clean in habits and mind, deity worship and other regulative principles are required. Generally, deity worship is for Dwapar Yuga. It is only instituted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Kali Yuga for two purposes. One is purity. Here the word is purity. Worship with regulative principle required clean, to be clean in habit, and other is punctuality. For the purity and punctuality, we do the deity worship. Also, Srila Prabhupada here writes, once clean in habit and mind. So Srila Jiva Goswami says that although Sankirtan is sufficient for the perfection of life, the Archana means deity worship in the temple must continue in order that devotees may stay clean and pure. So usually purity and punctuality. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur therefore recommend that one follow both processes simultaneously strictly follow the principle of performing deity worship, that we call Panchratrika Vidhi. We follow this Panchratrika Vidhi. And Sankirtan is a Bhagavad Vidhi. So in ISKCON we follow the two paths, the Bhagavad Dharma for our devotional service and Panchratrika Vidhi for our deity worship. Okay, Chakravarti Pad writes, why is that the learned do not generally teach the best of all dharmas, which easily gives liberation, worshipping the Lord by chanting His name? Rather, they teach and perform karma yoga. The great persons like Jaimuni do not know. How is it that writers of the scripture do not know? The powerful and learned are bewildered by powerful Maya. What to speak of fools being bewildered? Their intelligence is without discrimination because of absorption in the three Vedas, which produce flowers of exaggerated results, which are very sweet. Therefore, they become involved in great sacrifices like Darsha Purnamasa with great effort, with elaborate materials, mantras, and performance. There is no chanting of the name which is easily done. Verse number 26.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Can I make a small comment under your correction?
Yes.
I was just reflecting on this when you brought this principle of punctuality and cleanliness. And sometimes we think that, okay, when we're doing our puja, we have to be punctual. When we're doing this, we have to be punctual. But suddenly I just thought, like, can you imagine if our movement didn't have Mangalarti and deity, but had 16 rounds chanting? So it's the deity worship that's regulating our life. So that's punctuality, because Mangalarti is at 4:30. We have to get up at 4:30.
That is
And
punctuality.
without having deity and Mangalarti, how would the movement function? It won't be the same.
In the early days, we even before say 70 or something like that, there was no deity worship. Mostly the people, they used to start by 7 temples. In the early days, those gradually Prabhupada instituted all these things just to regulate our punctuality.
Yeah.
Punctuality means like school. If there's a school, there's no time of going to the school. Anybody can go at any time. Then the school never run. So we are educational institute. So it has to be punctuality of time, and there's a purity also. You cannot go in temple impure. So both ways, these are the two purposes of deity worship in Kali Yuga.
Yes. Nicely instituted.
Yeah, particularly for the, temple is most important. Evam vimarsyah suddhyo bhagavate anante sarvatmanah vidadhate kalau bhava yogam tanme na dandam haranti atha jari amisham yadi amisham Syat patkam tadapi hanti urgayavada. Considering all these points, therefore, intelligent men decide to solve all the problems by adopting the devotional service of chanting holy name of the Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart and who is mine of all auspicious qualities. Such persons are not within my jurisdiction for punishment. Generally, they never commit sinful activities. But even if by mistake or because of bewilderment or illusion, they sometimes commit of sinful acts, they are protected from sinful reaction because they always chant Hare Krishna mantra. In this regard, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes the following verse from the prayers of Brahma. Tathapi te deva padambuja divaya prasada leha swangrihi eva He janati tattvam bhagavan mahimana chanya eko pichiram vichinvan. The purport is that even though one is very learned scholar of Vedic Shastra, he may be completely unaware of the existence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his name, form, qualities, and so forth. Whereas the one who is not a great scholar can understand the position of Supreme Personality of Godhead if he somehow or other become a pure devotee of the Lord by engaging in devotional service. Therefore, this verse is spoken by Yamraj says, Evam vimarshya suddhyo bhagavati. Those who engage in the loving service of the Lord become suddhya, intelligent. But this is not so of a Vedic scholar who does not understand Krishna's name, form, and qualities. A pure devotee is not whose intelligence is clear. He is truly thought. A pure devotee is one whose intelligence is clear. He is truly thoughtful because he engaged in the service of the Lord, not as a matter of show, but with love, with his mind, words, and body. Non-devotees may make a show of religion, but it is not very effective because although they ostensibly attend a temple or church, they are thinking of something else. Such persons are neglecting their religious duty and are punishable by Yamraj. But a devotee who commits sinful acts, which he may do unwillingly or accidentally because of his former habits, is excused. That is the value of Sankirtan movement. A pure devotee is one whose intelligence is clear. Anybody have a comment on this word? Pure devotee is one whose intelligence is clear.
Probably he is above the three modes, so he is pure intelligence.
So his intelligence is not under the influence of three modes, okay?
Prabhuji, can I ask you one question, Patridas?
Yes, Patriji.
What about all of us? What about me? I am hopeless case. Amito Kangala Krishna Krishna Boli. If somebody is not above the modes yet, and Maya Rataranga, and affected by the modes of nature still, what about them?
They have to continue chanting Hare Krishna. That is only the remedy. I think Srila Prabhupada has given us a process that most of the devotees, if they are sincerely following, they are elevated to mode of goodness. By early rising, not taking bath and all this. So they come to the mode of goodness. And by mode of goodness, we really are more interested in acquiring transcendental knowledge, Gyan. Because goodness is, the quality of goodness is to be interested in knowledge. And when we get knowledge, we get Sambandh Gyan. Then we get the knowledge about the relation of Lord. And as soon as we get the knowledge of relation of Lord, then the process of bhakti starts, which is abhideya. And that purifies us. So bhakti will purify us. So the first means Prabhupada's process is, first we have to come to the mode of goodness. This is the whole objective of Krishna conscious movement, to bring people to the mode of goodness and then transcend the good. Then transcend, and then when we come to the mode of goodness, we come to the Brahmanical stage. At the stage of becoming Brahman, and then we have to become Vaishnava, means we should transcend three modes.
I think this is a mention in 7 Canto Bhagavatam, 15th chapter, text number 25. 7:25.
7:15:25. What is that? 7:15:25.
7:15:25.
Yes.
How to transcend those modes?
This is
We have to-
Bhagavatam, this is 7, this is 15, this is 25, which is in Bhakti Vedanta you have to do, okay?
25.
It says, Rajastamascha satvena satvaham cha upashamena cha etat sarvam gurau bhaktya purushahi anjasa jayet. One must conquer the mode of passion and ignorance by developing mode of goodness. This is what Prabhupada is supposed to. First, desire to establish Krishna consciousness. And then one must become detached from the mode of goodness by promotion oneself to the platform of Shuddha Sattva. All this can be automatically done if one engages in the service of the spiritual master with faith and devotion. In this way, one can conquer the influence of moods of nature. So this verse
I think
is saying service of the spiritual master. Automatically done if one engage in the service of the spiritual master with faith and devotion. So for transcending three modes of material nature, this verse which Patri Prabhu is suggesting, the faith, with faith serving the spiritual master.
And actually, that Srila Prabhupada asked, what is the most important shloka in all the scriptures? And then Prabhupada only said, Yasya deve tatha guru, tasya ite kathina shakta.
Yes, Yadev Tata Guru, yeah.
Actually, this is the only hope, it seems like. Surrendering, no pride, nothing to hide, surrender complete to his lotus feet.
Surrendering to the lotus feet of the spiritual master and with faith following his instruction is the sure way to go beyond three modes of material nature, right?
Yes, Shri Guru Charana Padma. It seems like this is the only hope for Kaliuga case.
That's good. Sri Guru. The Guru who has taken the shelter of lotus feet of Radharani Sri.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
Ajamil chanted only once the holy name, and all his sins were destroyed. And so that means he's in the Sutta platform, or he's in
No, his devotion started. Then he went to the temple of Vishnu at Haridwar, and then he chanted properly, and then he get perfection. So he got the second chance.
So that means he did not transcend all the modes. No, not yet.
No, at that time he simply was free from sin
Free from all the sins. Yeah?
because he chanted without offenses.
Mm.
Now he got the opportunity to begin his bhakti, and he took determination. And with repentance and determination, he actually advanced further. Thus, the knower of the scripture do not know the truth about the Lord, but those who do not know scripture, by obtaining the mercy of Lord and becoming purified in intelligence, developing discrimination, worship the Lord. Such person worship the Lord with all their minds, not for the purpose of performing daily or occasional rites. It is nitya and naimitic, not even occupying one part of his mind with these ideas. They are not to be punished for avoiding performance of daily or occasional rites of Bhakti Yoga. Is it, anybody knows what this word used here is, daily and occasional?
Nitya and naimitic, right?
Yeah, nitya and naimitic. This is what which I use the word nitya and naimitic. Nitya like every day taking bath, chanting Gayatri. These are nitya. And nemitic means once in a while, like Janmashtami, Ekadashi, they are nemitic. Verse 27. Now these are the two verses Yamaraj is saying, you should bring these people to me. Verse 27. Te deva siddha parigita pavitra gatha ye sadvaha samadrisho bhagavat prapannaha tanno pasidat harera gadaya bhiguptyam naisham vayam cha vayaha prabhavams dande. My dear servant, please do not approach. These are the people. You should never go. They are not in our jurisdiction. My dear servants, please do not approach such devotees, for they have fully surrendered to the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are equal to everyone, and their narrations are sung by the demigods and the inhabitant of Siddhaloka. Please do not even go near them. They are always protected by the club of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore Lord Brahma and I, and even the time factor, are not competent to chastise them. So this is a one verse not to who they should not approach. Who they should not approach. So now Yamdutas are trained in Bhagavad Dharma. So generally it's not written here, somewhere else it's written when somebody has a tilak urdu pundra on his forehead and have a neck beads around his neck, you never approach them. So once somebody died somewhere and Yamduta was approaching him and crow was flying and he has some, his excreta on forehead and it looked like tilak somehow. Yamduta was so scared they never approached him. A doubt of he got the benefit of doubt. They are afraid of the people who are decorating their forehead with a beautiful tilak and their neck with the beautiful. Prabhupada once while walking on the Juhu beach, he saw some dog and he asked his devotees accompanying him, say, oh, what is the difference between the two dogs? So the devotees say, this is German, maybe this is that, and this is that. Prabhupada said, no, I am saying there's a one dog which has a belt in the neck. It means he has a master. The other dog is without belt. It means he has no master. So the municipality people will come and take the dog which has no belt, and they will kill that. But the dog which has a belt, they will never touch that because he has a master. So similarly, those who have a neck beads, they have a master. And those who don't have a neck beads, they are stray dogs, and they are going to be taken by the Yamdutas because they are agent of Yamaraj. Do not approach those tanna upasidetat who have surrendered to the Lord Bhagavat Prapannaha, who see everything equally samdrshaha, who have proper conduct sadhvaha, and who are praised and pure with pure narration parigita pavitra gatha by the devatas and siddhas, deva siddha, since they are protected by the club of the Lord Harihi Gadaya Abhiguptan. We include Brahma and time, na vayam nacha vayaha, do not have the power to punish them. Okay, so this is the purport by Srila Prabhupada. In effect, Yamaraj warned his servants, my dear servants, despite what you may have done previously to disturb the devotees, henceforward you should stop. The action of devotees who have surrendered unto the lotus feet of the Lord and who constantly chant the holy name of the Lord are praised by the demigods and the resident of Siddhaloka. Those devotees are so respectful and exalted that Lord Vishnu personally protects them with club in his hand. Therefore, regardless of what you have done this time, henceforward you should not approach such devotees. Otherwise, you will be killed by the club of Lord Vishnu. This is my warning. Lord Vishnu has a club and chakra to punish non-devotees. Do not risk punishment by attempting to disturb the devotees, nor to speak to you. If evil Lord Brahma or I were punish them, Lord Vishnu would punish us. Therefore, do not disturb devotees any further. Whatever you have done up to this time can be left as it is by good fortune. From now on, please listen to what I instruct. Gatha means narration. Their pure narration are recited by the Devatas. They are equal in happiness and distress for themselves and others. They are protected by the club of Lord. I think the servant of the Vishnu have forgiven you for your one offense today. But if you again approach the devotees, then you will be cursed by the club of the Lord situated in their hands. We include even Brahma in time, VIHE. The controller of the Brahma cannot punish them. Now the two verses to whom they should bring. After warning Yamduta to never approach the devotee, Yam now indicate who is to be brought before him for punishment. Verse 28 and 29. Tananyadvam asato vimukhan mukanda Padaravinda makaranda rasad ajarasam Nishkinchanaihi Nishkinchanaihi paramahansa kulai asangai Jushada grahe nirya varmama Vartamani Badatrishna. Paramhamsas are exalted persons who have no taste for material enjoyment and who drinks the honey of the lotus feet of the Lord. My dear servant, bring me for punishment only persons who are averse to the taste of that honey, who do not associate with Paramhamsa, and who are attached to family life and worldly enjoyment, which form the path to hell. After warning Yamduta not to approach the devotee, Yamraj now indicate who is to be brought before him. He specially advised the Yamdutas to bring the materialistic persons who are attached to household life merely for sex. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Yanmay Thunadihi Grahamedi Sukham Hitucham. People are attached to household life for sex only. They are always harassed in many ways by their material engagements, and their only happiness is that after working very hard all day and night, they sleep and indulge in sex. Nidriya hryate naktam vyayayena chavavaya. At night, materialistic persons sleep or indulge in sex. Diva cha arthayaha rajan kutam bharmena va. During the day, they are busy trying to find out where money is, and if they get money, they spend it to maintain their families. So this is the explanation about those who are attached to the family. Yamaraj specifically advises servants to bring these persons to him for punishment and not to bring the devotees who always lick the honey at the lotus feet of Lord, who are equal to everyone and who try to preach Krishna consciousness because of sympathy for all living entities. Devotees are not liable for punishment via Yamaraj, but persons who have no information of Krishna consciousness cannot be protected by their material life of so-called family enjoyment. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Dehapatyah kaltradishvatmah sanyah astavah apayetesham pramattoho nidhanam apashyan api na pashyati. Such persons complacently believe that their nation, communities, or families can protect them, unaware that all such fallible soldiers will be destroyed in due course of time. In conclusion, one should try to associate with persons who engage in devotional service 24 hours. So these are the people they should be brought to the Yamaraj. Bring non-devotees. Who are they? They are averse to the taste of honey from the lotus feet of the Lord and method of attaining it, Bhakti Yoga. These persons do not practice Bhakti Yoga because they are opposed to Bhakti. They have no desire for the taste of the Lord's sweetness. What is that taste? It is served by the person with devotion as the principal means pure Bhakti. Niskinchanayihi. The non-devotees are greedy for household life, which leads them to hell. Now, second verse about the non-devotees to be. Jivana vakti bhagavat guna namadheyam chetascha nasamrati tacharnara vindam krishnaya no namanti yashra ekada api tana nidvam asaddo akrta vishnu krityam. Jivana Bhakti Bhagavat Gun Dheyam. This Ekadi will be applied to all, those who have not at least once chanted Holy Name with their tongue. Those who have not remembered with their mind the lotus feet of Lord at least once. Krishna Namanti, those whose head is not bowed down towards Krishna at least once. Bring those to me who has not followed the rules given by Vishnu. My dear servants, please bring to me only those sinful persons who do not use their tongue to chant the holy name and qualities of Krishna, whose hearts do not remember the lotus feet of Krishna even once, and whose heads do not bow down even once before Lord Krishna. Send me those who do not perform their duties toward Vishnu, which was only due in human life. Please bring me all these fools and rascals. The word Vishnu Krityan is very important in this verse because the purpose of human life is to please Lord Vishnu. Varna Ashram Dharma is also meant for that purpose, as stated in Vishnu Purana. Varna Ashram Acharyavata Purushena Parha Ponsham Vishnu Aradhyate Pantha Anyah Cha Tat Toshanam Tosha Karanam. Human society is meant to follow strictly the Varnashram Dharma, which divides society in 4 social orders, social divisions, and 4 spiritual divisions. Social division are Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and spiritual divisions are Brahmacharya, Grastha, Van-person, Sannyas. Varnashram easily bring one near to Lord Vishnu, who is the only true object in human society. Nate vidho swartha gatim hi Vishnu. Unfortunately, however, people do not know that their self-interest is to return home back to Godhead, or to approach Lord Vishnu. Durasya ye bahir artha maninaha. Instead, they are simply bewildered. Every human Instead, they are simply bewildered. Every human being is expected to perform duties meant for approach with Lord Vishnu. So this is the only explanation of Vishnu Krityam. Therefore, Yamaraj advised Yamdutta to bring him those persons who have forgotten their duties toward Vishnu. One who does not chant the holy name of Vishnu, Krishna, who does not bow down deity of the Vishnu, and those who do not remember the lotus feet are punished by Yamaraj. In summary, all of Vaishnavas, persons unconcerned with Lord Vishnu, are punishable. Chakravarti Pad writes, those are called Sat, or devotees, who have even once chanted the name of Lord or remembered him. Bring persons other than those. Bring those who have not chanted once the name, or even if their tongue is or their tongues are not active. Bring those whose minds are not once remembered, Lord. If their minds are disturbed, then at least bring those who have not once bowed down their head to the Lord. So they are bring those who have not chanted once the name. And even if their tongues are not active, so first he may be, say, he is dumb, he cannot speak. Okay, bring those whose mind have not once remembered the Lord. Oh, his mind is not good. He is insane. Oh, if their minds are disturbed, then at least bring those who have not once bowed their head to the Lord. The word once should be understood for all these statements. Bring those who have not done any service to Vishnu, either purely or at least as predominant process. These are non-Vaishnavas. Once can be interpreted as once in the lifetime, once in the year, or once in the day, according to the different opinions. So how this once means: once in life, once in year, once in month, once in a day. Oh my God, there's a huge purport by Jiva Goswami, but there's no translation. Connection, verse 30. Yamraj, considering himself and his servants to be the offenders, begged forgiveness from the Supreme Lord. Tata kshamattam sa bhagavan purushah purano narayanah swapurushai yadasat kritam nah swanamaho na vidusham rachitanjalinam kshantir garyase namah purushaya bhumine. Then the Yamraj, considering himself and his servants to be offenders, spoke as follows, begging pardon from the Lord. O my Lord, my servants have surely committed a great offense by arresting a Vaishnava such as Ajamil. O Narayan, O Supreme and oldest person, please forgive us. Because of our ignorance, we failed to recognize Ajamil as the servant of Lord, your Lordship, and thus we have certainly committed a great offense. Therefore, with folded hands, we beg your pardon, my dear Lord, since you are supremely merciful and are always full of good qualities. Please pardon us. We offer respectful obeisance unto you. Srila Prabhupada writes, Lord Yamraj took upon himself the responsibility for offenses committed by his servants. If the servant of an establishment makes a mistake, the establishment take responsibility for it. Although Yamraj is above offenses, his servant practically with his permission went to arrest Ajamil, which was a great offense. Nyaya Shastra confirms Bhritya apradhe swamino dandaha. If a servant make a mistake, the master is punishable because he is responsible for the offense. Any other example of this type of the mistake of the servant, the offense is master taking any example?
Yes, when Lord Vishnu took responsibility for Jaya and Vijaya.
Yes.
When they forbid the four Kumaras.
Right. When the four Kumaras, when they went and offended by Jaya and Vijay, for Jaya and Vijay's offense, Lord Vishnu accepted the responsibility. Okay, some other example? Anybody knows? You know one story about VIHE, this great temple of Sri Rangam. The deity was originally worshipped in Ayodhya by Kaushalya. And Lord Ramchandra gave this deity to Vibhishan to take to Lanka, and the deity kept it where it is now at Sri Rangam. So the deity is facing towards south, and he comes every day to do service there. So one day, when this big Vibhishan huge body came by his toe of the foot, some Brahman was injured, so they arrested him, and this news reached to Lord Ramchandra. He immediately flew by Pushpak Viman, and all Brahmans worshipped him, and then they asked Lord Ramchandra, you have to punish this person who has actually injured a Brahman. He said, who is that person? He said, this is Vibhishan. Lord Ramchandra said, oh, he is my servant. If he has made any mistake, then please, you have to give me punishment. Because the servant's mistake is considered master's mistake. And therefore they and then Lord Ramchandra get Vibhishan released. So this is one story. Other story of the Yamaraj himself. This in a third canto we have this story of Manduk Rishi. He told to the king, it's not your offense. Why Yamaraj has put me in this situation on the punishment. So he went to the Yamaraj. He said, well, this your law is not good. If the children under, say, 5, he said, make offense, then this offense is their parents' offense. It should be not the offense of the child. Even in the court, still today, if the children do some offense, then their parents are responsible, not the children. Certain age. So this is a general rule. Taking this seriously, Yamaraj, along with his servant, prayed with folded hands to be excused by the Supreme. Also today, in a modern world, if there is some disaster or massacre in some department, then the head of the department or the minister resigns. Because he considers, in my department, if my servant has made mistake, then I should give it up. I am responsible. So this is still going on in the world. According to the reasoning, punish master for the offense of the servant. Yamjar, oh my God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Recording in progress.
Hare Krishna. Sorry. Sorry for disconnection. Hari Bol. Here we are. Offense to his and humbly offers respect. Therefore, may the Lord forgive me along with my followers who are very bad persons. So aparushahi, for acting improperly, asatkritam. Out of ignorance they have done this. If they are folding their hands now, but one forgive only those who cannot be punished. No, forgiveness is the quality of a greatest person. Another version, okay. Verse number. So now this is last section. I think we should finish today because yesterday we somehow traveling and could not continue our class. Sukdev Goswami glorifies the process of chanting. Verse 31. Tasmad Sankirtanam Vishnu Jagan Mangalam Hansam Mahatam Api Kauravyaha Vidyaha Aikantika Nishkirtam. So this is the ultimate atonement. O descendant of the Kuru, please understand that intense chanting of the Lord's name, auspicious for the universe, is the ultimate atonement for the greatest sin. We should note that although Ajamil chanted the name of Narayan imperfectly, he was delivered from all sinful reactions. The chanting of the holy name is so auspicious that it can free everyone from the reaction of the sinful activities. One should not conclude that one may continue to sin with the intention of chanting Hare Krishna to neutralize the reactions. Rather, one should be very careful to be free from all sins and never think of counteracting sinful activities by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. For this is another offense. If by chance a devotee accidentally performs some sinful activity, the Lord will excuse him. But one should not intentionally perform sinful acts. Okay, verse number 32. Shrunvatam garnatam viryani udamani hareramo yatha sujatyaha bhaktyaha shuddhyena natmaha vartadibhi. One who constantly hears and chants the holy name of the Lord and hears and chant about his activities can very easily attain the platform of pure devotional service, which can cleanse the dirt from one's heart. One cannot achieve such purification merely by observing vows and performing Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. So Srila Prabhupada writes, one may very easily practice chanting and hearing of the holy name of the Lord and thus become ecstatic in spiritual life. Padma Puran states, Nam Aprad Yukta Nam. Same verse we have already discussed, I think. Even if one chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra offensively, one can avoid offenses by continuously chanting without deviation. One who becomes accustomed to this practice will always remain in pure external position, untouchable by sinful reactions. Sukdev Goswami is specially requesting Parikshit to note this fact very carefully. There is no profit, however, in executing the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. By performing such activities, one may go to the higher planetary system, but as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Tetang Bhuktva Kshana Punya Lokam Vishanti. After some time, they will come back when their pious activities are over. Okay. Thus, there is no use in endeavoring to travel up and down in the universe. It is better to chant the holy name of the Lord so that one may become fully purified and eligible to return back home, back to God. That is the aim of life, and that is the perfection of life. I told you once this story. I was giving class in Calcutta in a children park. So when we were discussing Krishna Katha and chanting holy name, children were playing, going up and then sliding down. So I asked them, why don't you go and climb up on a stair and slide down? He said, this is children's business. Okay, and what is our business? Let us chant Hare Krishna. Okay, so that is I say this is the difference. Those who are trying to do yoga and go to the heaven, they are going in a stair, and then they are sliding back when their pious activities are come. So this is a children business. So it is better not to do children business, as you adults are not doing. Better to become mature and chant Hare Krishna. So generally, this as the children are playing, this what the ritualistic ceremonies is a children's business. Climb up on a stair with the endeavor, do yajna and puja, and then slide down back to ground. Again go up and slide down. This is a children's business. A wise adult will never do this. Everyone, those who chant with offense destroy their sins. But continuous chanting, they attain prem. In that state, the bhakti, the jiva become purified. What do you speak of mind? Though bhakti purified jiva from the contamination of ignorance, atonement cannot achieve this result. Though by woe and atonement performed by karmis, there is destruction of sinful reaction. The seed of sin, desire, is not destroyed. The mind become only a little purified at that time. O king, it is true when you said atonement is like an elephant taking bath. The devotee destroy the root of sin by bhakti. They do not go to the hell but attain the Lord. The karma is never under control of sinful. Karma is, however, under the control of sinful, and pious result go to hell and heaven again and again. This truth is indicated by this story. Now verse 33. Krishnangrihi padam madholinna punara visrishta maya guneshu ramate virjanna vaheshu anya tukama hattha atma rajah paramarshrum ihete karmayat eva rajah punha syat. Devotees who always lick the honey from the lotus feet of Krishna do not care at all for the materialistic activities which are performed under the three modes of material nature and which bring only misery. Indeed, devotees never give up the lotus feet of Krishna to return to the material activities. Others, however, who are addicted to the Vedic rituals, because they have neglected the service of the Lord's lotus feet and are enchanted by lusty desires, sometimes perform acts of atonement. Nevertheless, being incompletely purified, they return to sinful activities again and again. Srila Prabhupada's purport. A devotee's duty is to chant Hare Krishna mantra. One may sometimes chant with offenses and sometimes without offenses. But if one seriously adopts this process, he will achieve perfection, which cannot be achieved through Vedic ritualistic ceremonies of atonement. Persons who are attached to the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies but do not behave in the devotional service, believe in the devotional service, who advise atonement but do not appreciate the chanting of the holy name, fail to achieve the highest perfection. Devotees, therefore, being completely detached from materialistic enjoyment, never give up Krishna consciousness for the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. Those who are attached to the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies because of the lusty desires are subjected to the tribulation of material existence again and again. Maharaj Parikshit has compared their activities to Kunjar Saucha. the bathing of elephant. Devotees with or without offense should perform only bhakti and not attainment. Those who have no faith in bhakti, smartas, arthvadis, and those subject to false arguments and harsh opinion perform atonement and not chanting the Lord's name. The bee which licks the honey from the lotus feet of Lord is not attached to the food of men or cows, grass, etc., even if dying of hunger. Similarly, devotee does not enjoy material objects which are rejected, though he enjoyed them in his previous conditions, since he is situated in bhakti. This meaning is derived from the use of the verb rama, to enjoy, though Kanishta Bhakta engage in material actions, they do not enjoy them. Tato bhajeta mam pritaha shardhalo dridha nischaya jushmanascha tan kaman dukkha udarakam cha grahayam. My devotees should remain happy and worship me with great faith and conviction, even though he is sometimes engaged in sense enjoyment. My devotee knows that all sense gratification leads to miserable result, and he sincerely repents such activities. The smart, however, perform atonement to purify his sin. And again he commends sin like an elephant bath. Okay, now verse number 34. Itham swabratir gaditam bhagavan mayitvan sansmartyaha vishmitta dhiyo yam kinkaraste naiva chutta shriyaha janmaha pratishankamana drishtum chaha bibheti tataha prabhriti smaha rajan. After hearing from the mouth of their master about the extraordinary glories of the Lord and his name, fame and attribute, the Yamdutas were struck with wonder. Since then, as soon as they see devotee, they fear him and dare not to look at him again. Since this incident, Yamdutas have given up dangerous behavior of approaching devotees. For the Yamdutas, the devotee is dangerous. To the phrase Naiva Achutta Ashraya Janam, a verb Gachanti should be added. They do not approach the devotee. Achutta Ashraya Janam means those like Brjajan like Achutta Ashraya Jan, those who have taken shelter of the Lord Achutta. Those devotees are called Achutta Ashrajan. Okay. Itaha samimam goyam bhagavan kumbha sambhava kathiyamas malaya asino harim archayan. Now this is the last, I think. This says, when the great sage Agastya Kumbha, the son of Kumbha, was residing in the Malaya hills and worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead Archayan, I approached him and he explained to me this confidential history. So, Kumbha Sambhava means the sage Agastya, living on Malaya mountain, indicate he was undisturbed. Worshipping the Lord means he touched the Lord's feet again and again to show his faith. This is Sridhar Swami's explanation. Here we finished our chapter 3. Okay? Hans Goya prayer chapter 4 we will start tomorrow, Krishna willing. So I think you have any question or comment, we can discuss something, but I have to I think Shakti Sharupani must be in the line. From 7th, I think I have to be with you till 10th. But 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th I am speaking Bhagavatam in somewhere in Rajasthan, Ajmer, and that program is between 4 to 7. So I don't know how can we adjust those 4 dates. Is it possible to accommodate Sunday, Monday, which are leave? What do you think? Some other time on Sunday?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Anyway, but I will ask Shakti Sharma to discuss in the group what is the possibility of, because those 4 days somehow or the other I have to complete. Maybe one day I can, like we have finished, I think, in time, chapter 3rd, and according to our timetable, we have finished this. Anyway, still there are 4 or 5 days we will discuss. Maybe then this Sunday we can have a class in a daytime sometime. I don't know. You discuss among yourself and let me know. Because I was not remembering my commitment to some devotees. Anyway, up till now what we have discussed, any question or comment? So 2 verses which people should be brought to Yamaraj, and 1 verse who they should not approach at all. And 1 verse which is the ultimate atonement, 31. So these are the some verses which should be noted. And question bank. Any question from question bank? Have you solved the questions of question bank?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
So these last 8 verses from 22, it is spoken by Shukadeva Goswami himself, and in the last verse when he's saying that he actually heard this story, it's actually Shukadeva Goswami who heard that story from Agastya Muni, and he's illustrating this principle by quoting that story, right? And that story of Yamaduta and this, the discussions with Yamaraj.
He says Agastya Muni told this story when he was doing.
Yeah.
To whom he told is to Sukdev, or it is just in a.
Sukadev.
Sukdev is quoting this.
Because he said that Sukadeva Goswami is talking about this, right?
Yeah, he is speaking like certain. These are his words, but to whom he told this story, I don't know exactly, to the Sukdev or somebody else in Puranas.
Oh, okay.
Who, according to the Yamaraj, is Supreme Lord? Why does the Supreme Lord remain unseen by all? Well, these are the only questions in chapter 3. Why does the Supreme Lord remain unseen by all? Explain the importance of Mahajans. Write down 3 glories of chanting of the holy name that are described in this section. Last section. Why did Yamaraj instruct Yamdutas to not approach the devotees? Why did Yamaraj tell the Yamdutas is to bring within his presence? Why? Who did? What cure is recommended for offensive chanting? These are some questions.
So, Prabhu, why he remained unseen by all?
We have discussed, I think, 2 days back.
But I did not understand why.
And the analogy in that verse is, the limbs of the body cannot see the eyes. Eyes sees every part of the body, but the limbs cannot see the eyes. So similarly, Supreme Lord is seeing in our heart, He is seeing all our activities, we cannot see the Supreme Lord. Why we cannot see the Supreme Lord? Like limbs cannot see the eye. Why? Because there is a Yoga Maya. We discussed in a Naham Prakashati Sarvasya Yoga Maya Samavirta. He is covered by his Yoga Maya, and the non-devotees are covered by Mahamaya. Therefore, they cannot. And then we discussed, even when Krishna was here, who recognized him as the Supreme Lord? Even Hardly few people understood him as a Lord. So it means it's not easy to recognize the Lord, even he is among and similarly the GD form is Lord himself. But who really think that he is a Lord himself? Sometimes the deity is some symbol, something like that. So we discussed
Prabhuji,
this.
here no, the Supreme Lord they describe as a super soul, and super soul is within the heart. So we can't see the super soul in the heart. You know, though super soul is directing our activities, is sanctioning our activity, but we can't see him. That's the analogy of the eyes they give.
Yeah, he is super solid in our heart. That's there. It is right. But this we have discussed all these other things in that section. I remember. Some other question? You have solved all these question?
Prabhuji, actually, it will be very nice. Maybe we can just, as a bullet shot, bum, 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 like after completing the chapter, maybe devotees can also, we can just brainstorm answers for all the questions quickly, 30 seconds per each. Then everybody will refresh our discussion.
So we are going to chapter 3 only now. What confusion did the appearance of the Vishnu Duta cause the Yam Dutas? What was the confusion of the Yam Dutas because of Vishnu Duta?
Yamdutas were they were means prohibited for snatching the soul of the Ajamila by Vishnu Dutas, and they were bewildered because before never they were hindered by any by their actions, you know. And but this time only it happened, so they were confused that is there any other supreme judge who decides?
How many judges are there? Who is supreme? Yamaraj was always supreme. Now who is the next supreme? So they were confused about who is the ultimate authority. How many judges are there? Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else has to say something? The next question is, who according to the Yamaraj is Supreme Lord? Who according to the Yamaraj is Supreme Lord? Yes? Who according to the Yamaraj is Supreme Lord?
Narayana.
Yes?
Both Narayan.
This is common sense answer. But what is exactly in our book? Otam Protam. Supreme Lord is Otam Protam, vertical and horizontal of this material world, is ultimate controller of all the demigods, like the bull is controlled by the rope. We all are under his control, right? This is it. You have to identify exactly words and then explain.
12 and 13.
Sorry? 3?
Verses 12 and 13.
12 and 30. Otam Protam. This is the word Vishnu, all pervading. Okay. Why does Supreme Lord remain unseen? We have discussed this. Okay. Verse 20-25. Explain the importance of Mahajana. What is the importance of Mahajana? Verse 20-25. Just 6 verses. 2 questions from 6 verses. 3 benefits of chanting holy name. And importance of Mahajana.
The Mahajanas know the real religious principles.
Mahajana knows the religious principle which are very confidential. what is exactly some verse? Can you find out the importance of Mahajana?
They start the Sampradayas, Vaishnava Sampradayas.
Mahajana, it is written there. Mahajana means parampara. Prabhupada writes Mahajana means parampara somewhere, right? So they establish the path which the people follow. Mahajana yena gata sapanta. I think basically the answer is they're looking for this type of answer. Mahajana yena gata sapanta. The path traversed by Mahajan is the path to traverse, means parampara. And I think in this purport Prabhupada has written all the 4 Vaishnava paramparas. Right? In this purport there are 4 paramparas. So important of the Mahajanas is that they establish the paramparas to explain the Bhagavad Dharma, which is very confidential in the Vedas. So which verse is exactly where we will see the importance of the Mahajana? This is in the purport, not in the verse.
Sri Prabhupada is saying that unless one is initiated, if one does not follow the 4 recognized disciplic successions, his mantra or initiation is useless.
It's 2021.
Yeah, there's a whole purport. Which verse is this purport is in?
2021.
2021. Mahajan and their importance. Okay, but now next question is, write down 3 glories of chanting holy name that are described in this section. It must be verse number 24, 5, 3, 4, 5, within these 3 verses.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hmm?
One is Sridhar Swami gives the following quotation. If one always chants the holy names of the Lord with great devotion, in the evening and in the morning, one can become free from the material miseries.
Okay. So, from which verse we started today? From 1 onward, right?
started.
We started today from 25 onward?
Yep.
Okay, so this was 2 days back, right?
Yep.
So what are the 3 benefits? Now write down 3 glories of chanting of the holy name from this section. Answer this question. Don't wait for late. Some other time you will answer. Quickly take half an hour to immediately write down. You found something? Today's all questions answer you know.
In verse number 24,
What is the answer?
other one is again the Sridhar Swami quotes, one can become free from all sinful reactions simply by remembering the lotus feet of the Lord day and night. But it is not chanting. One who constantly engages in chanting and hearing the holy activities, name, fame, and form of the Lord is liberated. One is freed from all sinful reactions. Ete vatalam agha nirharanya punsam.
So these are same thing mostly. Sinful reaction are eradicated, he is liberated. The tooth. What is the third one?
prema,
Ah,
attains prema.
is there?
I read it.
Is there?
I read it
Is,
there.
is this there?
Yeah, I read when you were showing that, but now I don't remember which verse it was. I'll check.
Today or
It is
before?
text 13. Text 13. Destroy sinful desires, awaken devotional service, and attracts the attention of the Lord.
These are now in this section. They are looking exactly in this section. Answer from this section.
So in text 24 only, or in purport, all the three benefits are written, all three.
Okay.
The other one is by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra without offenses, one increases his love for Krishna.
Okay. By chanting with offenses, his sins are removed. By
Yes.
chanting without offenses, his prem for Krishna will increase. And what is the third?
He will be
But
free.
improper, this proper pronunciation is not necessary. One chants without offenses. Sinful Ajamil called out his son Narayan while dying and still.
Okay,
attended
tomorrow
the-
at least you write 3 from this section answer, then everybody will be enlightened. Now what we have discussed today, this is very simple. Why did Yamraj instruct Yamdutas not to approach devotees? Because they are protected by Lord Vishnu's club. You can find other reasons, but this is the main reason. Who did Yamraj tells Yamduta to bring to them? One who they are once not chanted, once not remembered, once not bowed down, and those who are not associated with devotees and mostly engage in the family self-enjoyment. These are the both verses. What cure is recommended for offensive chanting? Chant more and more. Okay, thank you. Tomorrow we have to start chapter 4 again. Tomorrow I am traveling to Pune. Then I will be 4 days in Pune. 6th I can do this, but 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th I have classes simultaneously. So again I am just giving you some requests that Sunday and Monday if we can do. Monday again is same thing, I have a class there, but Sunday in a daytime we can do something. If you have time, then we can finish couple classes. One this Sunday and one 11th Sunday. In these 2 Sundays we can finish, I hope. Think about this and let me know. Okay, Vancha Kalpatru Bhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavane Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha.